My wife has lived with me on this ranch for almost 20 years. She's tough, independent, and knows this land as well as I do. But she also happens to be a decorated veteran, with a service record that demands respect. To me, she's just my partner in life and ranching, but to the HOA next door, especially Karen, their president, she was just another target. Started small. Karen complained that my wife parked her truck too close to the subdivision's road, even though it sat squarely on our property. Then she sent letters accusing my wife of running an unregistered business from our ranch because she sold handmade quilts at the farmer's market. We laughed it off at first, but then Karen escalated. One evening, while I was repairing a fence line, my wife called me in a panic. Karen had shown up at our front door with 2 board members and a clipboard. She announced, loudly, that my wife was unauthorized to reside on the property because her name wasn't on the HOA rolls. Then she handed her a bogus eviction notice, stamped with the HOA's logo. "You have 30 days to vacate," Karen declared, as if she were a sheriff herself. "This residence is not in compliance with community regulations." I came running up just in time to hear my wife laugh, low, steady, the kind of laugh that means someone's about to learn a hard lesson. She walked back into the cabin and came out holding her military ID, the one with her rank and credentials displayed clear as day. She stepped forward, calm but firm, and held it inches from Karen's face. "You see this?" my wife said. "This ID means I've served my country longer than you've been barking orders at your neighbors. And it means if you set foot on this porch again without permission, I'll have the sheriff haul you off faster than you can say bylaws." Karen froze, her smug expression cracked, her clipboard sagging in her hands. She stammered, "Well, we'll see what the county says about this." But her voice was shaking. The 2 board members behind her were already edging back toward their car. The sheriff did show up later that night, because Karen, predictably, had called 911 claiming we were harboring an unauthorized resident. When he arrived and saw the eviction notice, he laughed so hard he nearly dropped his hat. "Ma'am," he said to Karen, "this isn't worth the paper it's printed on. You don't have the authority to evict anyone, let alone a veteran on her own land. If you come out here again with this nonsense, you'll be the one getting arrested." Karen tried to argue, but the sheriff cut her off. "And ma'am, I know exactly who she is. I've seen her service record. You might want to thank her instead of harassing her." The humiliation was total. Word spread through the subdivision that Karen had tried to evict a decorated veteran. Neighbors who once supported her suddenly weren't so loyal. People whispered about her at HOA meetings, some even calling for her resignation. We didn't let it slide, though. We filed a harassment claim and brought the bogus eviction notice to court. The judge didn't just toss it out. He scolded the HOA for abusing their authority and issued a formal warning. One more stunt like that, and they'd face serious legal consequences. Karen lost face, the HOA lost credibility, and my wife, she went right back to tending her quilts and riding the fence lines, chin high and unbothered. Sometimes, when we sit on the porch in the evening, she jokes, "Evicted? Huh? Guess you'll just have to live out here by yourself." And every time I laugh because the truth is clear. Karen thought she could bully my wife off her own land, but she picked the wrong woman to mess with. That military ID shut her up fast. And now every time Karen sees her in town, she crosses the street to avoid the embarrassment.